Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you are tuned to the Foxworth Theory. And I'm your host, Eugenia Foxworth. And today's guest is Chris A. Matthews. Now, Chris, let us continue this very interesting conversation that I know people are hanging on to because I know with the pandemic, lots of people need you at this moment. So now, thinking about the intersectional nature of relationships, what are some concerns for married couples or partners, trans, same sex, non binary, heterosexual, and others? Did I miss anything?
Believe you got them all.
Good.
And one of the most important concerns right now, distractions. We are getting so distracted on social media and with all the responsibilities, our kids, our work, our jobs, that we're forgetting about our partner. So distractions are huge right now. I want those that are listening to ask yourself a question. When's the last time you planned isolated time with your partner? When's the last time that you established a routine and rituals where you were able to connect with your loved one? Despite whether you're heterosexual, homosexual, transgender, whatever culture, at the end of the day, connection goes across all race, all culture, all sexual orientations. Connection. That's what's missing, and that's the biggest problem. We have to be mindful that if we signed up to be with another person, let's choose to be with them. Let's choose to carve out time and make them a priority.
That that is really a strong point, a very strong point. I watch people on their text phones. They're texting away. They're out on a date. You see the kids when they're married, they're doing this. I'm like,
Mhm.
what is happening to us? Now, share your relationship advice for seniors over 75 who date younger than their age.
You make a great point. People are living longer. People are living longer, so the 75 is now the new 55. With that being said, if you're dating a partner that's younger, allow that to be a new chapter in your life. Be open to trying new things. Be open to experiences that you may not have thought that you might have enjoyed in the past. You get an opportunity. With age comes new opportunities for new things with applied wisdom. So for those that are older, allow yourself to not hold you back. Allow your mind to be open to trying things, whether it be in the bedroom, whether it be on vacation, that you might not have done because we only get one trip here. So allow that trip to be worthwhile and do things that you might not have thought because when it's all said and done, we don't get a second chance at life.
That is very true. There's a woman that was on TV a couple of weeks ago who celebrated her 100th anniversary.
Hmm.
Our mayor was there, and one of our religious leaders was there, and it was held here in New York. And I remember when I had read about her before, she said, and she was 93, she said, I need sex every day. Well, I think she did because her younger husband is in a
Mhm.
wheelchair and she is still out. That is a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her last name is Abrams and her first name begins
Mhm.
with an L. I can't think of it, but it's public, so I can say it.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is look at her.
Old people still have sex. Matter of fact, older seniors have more sex because they have less distractions. I'll
Right.
get couples that come in that are on their second or third marriages or they're older in nature, and we talk about sex. We talk about how the changes to the body don't have to take away the opportunity to be intimate with your partner and debunking some of the myth or the shame around medication that may help seniors engage in more plentiful sexual experiences. Sex doesn't discriminate. Matter of fact, when you get older, You don't have kids running around. You may be retired. You may not have so many phone calls and emails that you got to respond to, and people need to be taken everywhere. So you got time to have a lot of sex. And you can have great sex because there are not any distractions. Sex starts up here. It's not always just the physical. You got to be in the right mental state.
That's that that is true, but I'm still laughing about the husband, although it's sad. I mean, he
Mhm.
was almost, I think he's 20 some years younger than she.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. Now, how do we solve money problems in relationships? What are
So I thought
some best practices? Does it matter who wears the pants in the relationship?
so when we talk about wearing the pants, I think about the fact that you have two legs. So I don't look at it as one partner wearing the pants. You pick a leg. You have women now that are higher earners than certain men. And when you think about same sex relationships, you may have two power men or two power women that are making large sums of money. So in my book and on some of the videos that I produce on my YouTube channel, I talk about how there are different types of templates for managing money collectively. There are three different units. You have the shared account where everything's put in one joint account. You got the two separate accounts, or you may have you pick out certain bills that you're going to pay, and I pick out certain bills I'm going to pay. So there are a lot of different structures that you can use to manage money. But at the end of the day, Ms. Foxworth, it's really about having a plan. If you and your partner come together with your own plan that works, your plan works for you. It doesn't need to be someone else's plan. And keep your family out of it. It's not mama's business. It's not daddy's business. It's you and that person's business because it's y'all's money.
Hmm. That's right. That is so right. I've experienced that with families in my business, and all of a sudden, I'm hiding. I'm trying to do something to help one person,
Mm-hmm.
and the other comes along, and I'm like, oh my goodness. And I don't have a poker face, so I have to look down. So when your relationship becomes rocky, uncertain, and unpredictable, how will you know if you can save it?
So there's a song by Sade, who's a jazz singer I really appreciate and love, and she has a verse. She says, "I want you, but I want you to want me too." I like that verse because you can want a person, but if they don't want you, then at that point, then that's a hard decision. So when you talk about a relationship becoming rocky and determining if it can be saved, if both partners desire for it to be saved, if both partners are willing to put that time, energy, and work into rebuilding, then it can be saved no matter what. In my line of work, infidelity or cheating is one of the main reasons why couples will come into counseling. And if both partners are willing to do that hard work, they can save it. So it's really about both people desiring the same thing. If your partner doesn't desire what you want, then you can't make a person stay with you. At that point, you need to have enough self-esteem, enough self-worth and value to end that relationship so you're not holding yourself back from the person out there that will give you those things you need and want and desire.
Thank you. Now, I have one question. What do couples look for in counseling? I know you've answered a lot of questions, but what is it that they really are looking for and hoping for you to do for them?
Definitely. That's a great question. Couples who are seeking counseling are looking for support. They're looking to feel again. They're looking to be connected with their partner, and they're looking for relief. They're just looking to stop hurting. They're looking for answers. They're looking for direction. They're looking for tools. How to. They're looking for an opportunity to determine their next steps, their path, and a direction on how to get there.
Yes. And the how did they get to that position? I always look at
Hmm.
people and I say, I remembered when I have a friend who's married 3 times.
Hmm.
So I met her through her first marriage, and then we've been friends ever since. But how do they get there? How do they get to that point?
That's the first thing we start in counseling. The first thing we look at is how you got to where you are. And it usually goes back to family of origin. When you're born, you don't come onto this planet with a template or a blueprint already sketched inside of you. You're taking going what your family went through. You think about how a person becomes a smoker. A person that smokes usually had parents that smoked. So if you think about someone who got divorced, they may have had divorcee parents. So we get to these places based on past experiences. So we have to pause, go back, retroactively look at how we got here because every current decision, or excuse me, every current state that you're in was based on a past decision. And in counseling, we do that by way of looking at relationship histories, family histories, and then we can pinpoint because there was a baseline. On that wedding day or the moon, I'm sure the problems didn't exist then. So at some point from having everything right to not now having issues, we want to look at what went wrong. And that's the whole journey of therapy. And that's another reason why people come in to pinpoint that exact question you just asked. Where did it all go wrong? Because if we can find where it went wrong, we can then begin to start to find how to get it back right.
Mhm. And I want to ask you a question. How do people contact you on social media?
Great. So relationship counseling tools is my tag on Instagram, or you can go directly to my website, chrisamatthews.com. That's spelled CHRIS Matthews, MATTHEWS.com. And once again, relationship counseling tools on Facebook, Instagram, or the private website, chrisamatthews.com are going to be the best ways to get a hold of me. You can also go to YouTube, relationship counseling tools, as well as the tag on YouTube.
Now, you mentioned your books. Could you just say the name of your books again? You did
Yeah.
not before. Yes.
So, finding your relationship fix, the 4 reasons why couples seek counseling, is the predominant book that I've written. Now, off of that book, I have several workbooks. You can go to Amazon and type in Finding Your Relationship Fix. You'll be able to see all the products that I offer, the 4 workbooks, and the book, and then 6 tips for finding your relationship fix as well. You can type those into Google, or you can go to the private website, Chris A. Matthews, and click the products tab and see those too.
Thank you so much. I want to thank everyone for joining us today on the Foxworth Theory, which airs every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And thank you for joining the Foxworth Theory. And Chris A. Matthews, thank you so much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to be here.
You as well. Oh,